Okay, so we're going to switch over to the GoPro to film some of this, so hopefully it'll be a little bit clearer and we can get some updates, better pictures and stuff. Reinstalled the check valve, and that goes in there, and the other video that I'll attach to this is the tool that I purchased to help remove that. This here is and that needle valve goes right in the center of the check valve, and I can get that back in there just like that, and we're going to hand tighten this down, snug it down, and from here we are going to, now that this is nice and tight, we can reassemble the plunger. Oh, damaging, and there it goes. So very fine small screws. Alright, so I have reinstalled the pump, so we'll give that a try. And all I'm going to do is put my hand over the cap and then over this hole where the valves go, and we'll try and test it out and see if it works. A few pumps here. There we go. Hopefully you heard that. So we're good. So we've got a good working check valve. So we'll lubricate this before we're all said and done. Now we're going to start putting together the rest of it. So there's a spring that goes in here, and that is true. So we're going to stick the spring in there. We're going to stick this rod in there and see how that works. Nice and free. I did clean this in a ultrasonic cleaner, and then this part, which we've just reinstalled, there's names for all of this and I don't know them, and I'm very sorry. This is like my second rebuild here and I don't know all the names. So we're going to put this and tighten this down with a 5, let's see if this is 3/8 if I remember. Yep, 3/8. And we're just going to snug this down like so. This is a tapered fit here, so it's not really necessary to put on thread sealer, but as you can see there was some type of sealer here, maybe from the factory. So what I'm going to do is use just a little bit of this high temperature gasket maker and just put a very small amount on the thread, and don't need much, just a small amount. Reinstall this and spin this on. Big thing is putting the sealer on is so you can orientate this correctly. Now a 9/16 socket will fit over the top of this very well. And I can just turn this so it's kind of even. And I just have it so it's in between these two parts here, being the pump and the cap, or the fuel filler cap. And it's even with the Coleman logo. This needs to go on here. We'll leave this loose so we can line this whole thing all up. And once this is snug, then we'll know exactly where this needs to land. I don't need to get it too tight. That should be good. Alright. So what I need to do here, which I forgot to do, is I need to orientate the eccentric here, cam, which is on the cleaning rod. This fits inside this little groove, and I forgot to put that in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the lantern on the side, because otherwise I think it'd be impossible to do it any which way else. And that'll be snug right there. That feels good. And we can easily move this up and down, so that's good. This is the inlet here where our generator is going to go. We are going to, it should go straight down here to China. So let's go right down in there, like so. This is going to turn. This is our air tube here. So we're going to fix this. Now, one thing I want to remind you, there is a small hole here that needs to line up with this hole here, and then we put a screw in there. So hopefully you're able to see this, and we're going to turn this down, and maybe we'll get lucky. I was watching Kurt on Lantern Lab, and he got pretty lucky with his. That one lantern, it stopped turning right at the level where the screw goes in. I don't know if we'll get that lucky, but we'll see. Yeah, so far so good. It's getting a little harder here, and that screw should be coming up. It's right there. It's right there. So next, we're going to take this flathead screw, and it looks like that is all lined up. Nice. So that's going in, not too tight, nice and snug. And this screw is going to go in there. I didn't need to remove this screw, but I did. Why don't we put on our knob? So we'll do this and make sure that the label is facing upwards. Beautiful. So here is our knob, on, open, free to work. Very nice. This was rusted on, a rusted, completely corroded bit. Just a dab of some 20 weight motor oil, machine oil, just a drop, just a tiny drop. And we're gonna get that in there. Oh, and already it feels good. Already totally different. Yep, that's all it needed. Oh, that's so much better. So much better. Wide open. Closed. Beautiful. So what we're going to do is we're going to get down here and see if you can see this. I don't know based on how I have this headset on, but this hook needs to go in there. Now, I had the wrong nut attached, so we'll do this again. Generator is going to go up this. Yep. Okay, good and tight. Don't over tighten these. Once I get these tied on, then we'll come back and I'll have it filled up with fuel, and then we'll go out and light it. Now you definitely don't want to breathe in these fumes from burning these mantles. So we're just going to start these on fire. We're out here in the garage. And we've got the door open. You can see how smoky it is. We've got a supply of fresh air. We're going to burn these, let them shrink. And we're going to pump this up, I'd say a good 25 times. We'll crank that shut. And what we're going to do is we're going to listen. We're going to turn off our burner. We're going to listen for the stove, for the lantern to spit. There it goes. So it just started spitting. So that's a good sign. It's a really good sign. So now what we're going to do is we're going to light these mantles. Once I get this all situated, I'm going to wind up loosening this nut once I know that this works, and turning my bail here, but my bail wire. We'll get this lit and we'll see if we get this started. That match went out. What I'm going to do is I'm going to light my torch here. Well, easier said than done. I'll light my torch. Try this, take two. There we go. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to warm up that generator. Get a little preheat on that center generator while I turn the fuel on. Crack it open. There we go. If it burns really hot, then I can turn this down, but I'm going to keep heat on that generator so it atomizes that fuel. It's already settled down. That's good. That's real good. Now, oh, add a little bit more fuel. Give a dose of the cleaning rod here. And remember, that cleaning rod is missing its tip, so alright. Let's get some more pumps. I like to pump it till it really starts resisting. And this is a big font. It holds 2 pints, which I don't have in there, so it does hold 2 pints of white fuel. And we'll close that off. Let's open this up. Not too bad at all. I would call that a success. So we still have a couple things to do. I want to turn this bail so that the bail wire is away from the valve. Okay, I need to put the globe in and I need to put the top on. And the top, I just polished that up and it's looking great. So I will show you in an upcoming video what this looks like all buttoned up, but for right now we've got the base all nice and shiny and polished up, and it's really nice to have this lantern lit. My grandfather's old fishing lantern, whoops, and that's a problem. So we're going to shut this down. Obviously we have a leak right there. So that's good we saw that. And we'll be putting some thread seal on those right there. So that's good. So at least we know we had a little gas leak there. So we'll be touching that up with some thread sealant, and I have to turn this around anyway. We'll wait to do that once it cools, and we'll just let this glow out. Generator I cleaned. It's working very well. It started right up. We just got to take care of a little leak here with some thread sealant. That'll be easy to do, and that's on the cleaning tip here. So we'll take care of that, and then we'll be good to go. So I want to thank everybody for watching. Hope you like these kinds of videos, and please rate, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.